Morning, Yui. This is a gender non-specific joke. Blonde says, I want to sell my car, but it's hard to sell it because it has 230,000 miles on it. The friend says, call my cousin Joe. He'll run the odometer back for you and make it easier to sell. A month later, the friend sees the blonde. Did you get did you get to see my cousin Joe? The blonde says, yes, I did. The friend says, well, did you sell your car yet? The blonde says, why should I? It only has 50,000 miles on it. Thank you, Amanda. I like the reaction. All right. Last time, what did we talk about last time? Anybody remember? No? Come on. We talked about email. So I have a little quiz for you just to see how well you've absorbed the material from last week. I'm going to share my screen. Get your pencil and paper out. It's 10 questions. I'll try to be brief. Everybody see the question? First one?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. What does CC mean in an email? Well, I'll just read them off. Carbon copy, courtesy copy, confidential copy, or critical copy. Number two, how can you organize your mail within the email application?
Sorry.
By department, by sender, receipt, recipient, and date, by subject line only, or all of the above? What's the purpose of BCC, of the BCC field in an email? To highlight the most important recipients, to hide the identities of other recipients from each other, to send a blind carbon copy to the sender, to forward the email to additional recipients. Number four, what's the best way to ensure your email is professional? Using emojis extensively, writing in all caps, proofreading before sending, or using informal language? That one's a tough one, huh? What does the reply button do on an email in the email application? Creates a new email address to the sender, sends the original email back to the sender, opens the email in edit mode for a reply, or marks the email as read. Number six, what's the maximum size, file size, you can typically attach to an email? Unlimited, 10 megabytes, 25 megabytes. It depends on the email provider. Number seven, what's the best way to unsubscribe from an unwanted email list? Delete the email without opening it, reply to the sender and request removal, click the unsubscribe link at the bottom of the email, forward the email to your spam folder. Number eight, what's the difference between draft and sent folders in your email application? Drafts are saved emails you have not yet sent. Will send email while sent email are copies of what you sent. Sent emails are drafts that have been edited, while drafts are new emails ready to send.
Sorry, I can't help.
Drafts are emails you received, while sent emails are what you wrote and sent. There is no difference between sent and draft emails. Number 9. What's the best way to secure your email account? Use a weak password that is easy to remember. Click on all links sent in email, even from those of unknown senders. Ooh. Enable two-factor authentication. And use strong, unique password. Share your login information with trusted friends and family. I think that's it. No, I got one more. What's the main purpose of email signature? To add a personalized touch to your email, to track. B is to track who opens your email. C is to advertise your products or services. And D, to send automated replies when you're unavailable. I'm just looking for something. All right. And the answers are number 1 is carbon copy. That's what CC means. Number 2, let me try to figure out how to double screen this. Number 2 is all of the above. Number 2 question was, how can you organize your email? So you can organize it in any one of those orders. Number 3, to hide the identities of other recipients is the purpose of the BCC. That would be B as in boy. You want to proofread before you send it. That's the way you look at it. I don't know how many of you, I know I have sent an email and didn't proof it. And boy, it didn't make sense when I went back and read it. I think Ann's got a couple of those, right? So that's C. Number 5 is C opens the email in edit mode for the reply. What is the question on 5? 5 was, what does the reply button in the email application mean? Okay, it opens the email so you can reply to the person you sent it to. The answer to that one was opens it C. And here's a good one. How big can that item, those attachments be? And some of you say, well, last week I was able to send 3 pictures and today I can only send 1 picture. Either the picture is much bigger in terms of how many pixels it is, how much memory it's taking, or the email provider changed its limit. So some of us can send much bigger emails, attachment information than others because of the email provider we have. The way in which you stop email from coming is you click unsubscribe. That's C. And that's usually at the bottom of an email. Now, sometimes it may lead to getting more emails, but I have been using the unsubscribe, and that's been working pretty effective for me recently.
Bill, can I ask quickly, going back to 6? So when you're traveling, it would depend on the hotel's Wi-Fi capabilities as to how many pictures you can send?
It depends on your email provider. So if your email address is verizon.net, it's Verizon, or
And if it's
Yahoo.
Gmail? Yeah,
Yes.
so it's Gmail. Okay. So it's not the hotel, it's Gmail or Verizon or Yahoo. Okay. Number 8.
Number 8, drafts are saved emails that haven't been sent yet, while sent emails are copies of the emails. Some people try to save a copy of your email, when really you have them all being saved for you in the folder called sent. The answer is A to that one.
That's an
Two-factor
email. Sorry, Bill, if you're, I've been twice now writing a long message on Messenger along with photos, and it suddenly disappeared. Is there any place that it's saved? It's not an email. It was under Messenger.
It's in your message. So a message would be a conversation you're having. And
Is
so it
there?
should,
Yeah,
unless you delete the message, a message is like a phone call.
yeah.
And every time you speak, it adds to it. Only I have a message that started way back about 2 years ago with my daughter-in-law. And I still have the whole track record of what we sent
But
back and
if you
forth.
wrote something to her and twice now this morning, it's disappeared. I've hit something by accident. Is there any way of recalling it?
The whole message disappeared.
Yeah, it was a paragraph.
Oh,
Email, I
just a,
understand, it's in draft, but under Messenger, is there
I
a
know,
way? I'm fed up. It's going to be a very abrupt, abbreviated message when I have to do it a third time.
I know. Is it under deleted? Is there such a thing?
No,
Tap some.
I didn't see anything deleted. Has anybody else had that experience where you're writing something under messages and by accident you tap something and
Okay,
you lose it?
I'm on messages, and if I
Yeah.
tap edit, it says show deleted, recently deleted.
Okay, I'll take a look afterwards. Thank you. I didn't see the word edit, but
No,
I'll
no.
look.
When you're
Okay,
in
I'll look.
when you're in messages, tap the word edit to top left, and it shows recently deleted.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay, continuing.
Okay.
So we're on number 9.
We're on number 9. Enable two-factor authentication and use a strong, unique password. One of the things on that, let me go to 9, because I wanted to talk about that for a minute. Best way to secure your account. And here's one not to do. See what I've highlighted there?
Yeah.
You have an email from someone and you don't recognize who it's from. Do not click any links. Don't click any highlighted text. You click here to go somewhere, or don't click on the attachments, right? Delete it.
But that doesn't mean that you don't open up the email and whatever is on the email, then you don't open up that within the
That's
email. Okay.
open the, but don't click on anything within the email.
Yeah, understood. Okay.
That's the primary way. That's one of the primary ways hackers get access to your computer. And there's no virus protecting software that can prevent that.
But how do you get a two-factor authentication on an email? On your email, Gmail or Verizon or Yahoo? Because the answer you said was C.
Right. Enable two-factor authentication and use strong passwords.
How do you get the two-factor authentication on your email accounts?
You can have that. Not necessarily, but you can.
Is there a button that we see on the screen that would allow us to set that up?
On my phone, I don't need to use that because I use the Apple email application. If you go to yahoo.com and try to get into a Yahoo account, or google.com and try to get in to the Google email directly on the internet, you should have it set up to be two-factor authentication. And I don't know how many of you know what two-factor is. When you try to log into a particular site, like when I try to log into Facebook, it comes back and says, I will send you a
Code. Mm.
I will send you a email, or I'll send you a text message, or I'll give you a phone call and give you a code you need to log in with. That's the second authentication in addition to your password. Last but not least, number 10, what's the main purpose of the email signature? I think the answer is A, to add a professional touch.
Yahoo.
Any questions about those? And you might ask me, well, gee, Bill, how do I you might ask me, how do I set that up, Bill? How do I make my emails a little more professional? I think I covered this, so a little bit in the way of review. I'm going to go to my settings and go down to my email. Oops, went by it. I would go down to mail, and you scroll down here to where it says signature. See that?
Mm-hmm.
You tap that, and if you have multiple accounts, you can set it up for all the accounts. This is the way my emails will end, or you can do it per account. So there I have it set up from Bill Crow's iPad, from Bill's iPad, my email address and phone number. Okay.
Yep.
Of course, you can edit that text. So I can click in there and go ahead and change whatever I want.
What's the difference between all accounts and per account?
Let me show you. I have 9 accounts. So I went back and I just looked at mail, and there's the different accounts that I have. So I have email from, I can get email from all of those. The one, here's the one that I give to most people. Here's the one I give to my family. So when I'm in a store and they want my email address, they get this one. When Ann asked me for my email address, I would give her this one. And then I just have others that I've set up along the way.
So it's good to have both?
I think so. I like to have 2, one that I give out to stores, and that's where I get most of my junk mail.
Mm.
Oh, Bill, I'm sorry to ask you to go back through, but I got lost as to how you got to that screen that had
I
all
went to set. I went to settings. That's okay. Settings. And then I went in settings. I went to mail. And then I wanted to change my signature. I scrolled down in that section to where it says signature.
Oh, shit.
Now, tip of the day, right? How to enable iCloud keychain on your iPhone or iPad, right? With so many websites requiring usernames and passwords, and most of us using more than one device to accomplish the task throughout the day, it can be difficult to keep track of all other accounts and all accounts we have and all their passwords. And while there is plenty of apps that can do this for you, the iPhone comes with the service built in, and it's called Keychain. And what does Keychain do? It encrypts, stores, and keeps all up-to-date credit card information, Wi-Fi network information, usernames and passwords for internet accounts. It also manages information on your iOS mail, messages, contacts, and calendar apps across all your Apple devices that have Keychain enabled. Enabling iCloud Keychain is a great way to keep yourself organized. So how do you use it? Guess where I'm going to take you first. I always take you to settings, don't I?
Yep.
We go to settings and we tap. We tap our name at the top. So I'm tapping our name at the top, and then it says iCloud there. So I tap iCloud on both devices.
Oh. Tap it, tap it, tap it.
And then it says password and keychain. And all you have to do is make sure it's on. After you've done that, I can scroll down the settings menu. If I go back to the settings menu on your phone and go back one more, and you scroll down to where it says passwords, for example. So I'm back in the settings menu and I went to passwords. And you'll see there a list. Now, if you don't have it there, if you just turned it on, there won't be anything there yet. But you'll see a list of places that you have logged on to through Safari that ask for a password. So, for example, there I have AmericanGreetings.com. I have that as a website that I have logged onto in the past. And if I tap it, it gives me my password there. Now you can't see it, but I can see dots on my screen. And if I tap the dots, it shows me the password for that particular application or that particular website.
Can you put your passwords to anything, even if they're not Apple in here?
Say again, please.
Can you put any password in there? Or does it have to have something to do with the Apple account?
These are all the places that I've gone to. And I was in Safari and I went to apple.com, for
Okay.
example. And in apple.com, it says, what's your ID and password?
Right.
I put that on, and this particular application, passwords, remembers it. It puts it in the iCloud, so it's available on my iPhone as well.
Well, what if I want like Fidelity or
If you log
Schwab?
in, did you go to Fidelity through Safari or through an app?
Oh, it has to be through Safari or, okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Okay. So I don't think it would pick it up if you went through the app.
If it was just a regular, yeah, if it was through Chrome or something, right?
Right, it wouldn't be Chrome,
Yeah,
right?
okay, that was my question.
Words and keys.
Yep.
So
This
then-
is the
'cause I don't-
only place that saves your passwords. I mean,
But
so-
it says,
Say
In other
again, please, Ann.
in other words, I have a password book, and if I'm out on the street, there's no way I have that password book. This is great if I have, if it's a Safari password, but otherwise it doesn't, it only works if you have that.
Don't call it a Safari password, call it a American Airlines. I logged on, say I went to Safari. And we're going to talk about Safari today anyway. And I typed in American Airlines, American. So I went to American Airlines.
and you got Google?
Now it wants me to log in. At
Mm.
some point, it wants me to log in. Okay.
Yep.
It doesn't ask me yet. There it is. Log in. Boom.
Bill,
And it says it's going to automatically
If
do
you
it
can
for
hear
me.
me.
There it is. I put in the password and it says I got to change the password. Never mind. I've changed the password since I did this last.
Bill, I want to make
Anyway.
a comment. Can you
Say
hear
again,
me?
please?
I want to make a comment that on my iPad, I never use Safari. I always use Firefox or Chrome. And my iPad still has saved all of my passwords that I've entered on the different sites without
Okay.
using Safari.
Thank you. I'm glad to know that. I wouldn't know, like, because I don't use those.
Okey-doke.
My
Bill,
news.
Bill, it's Mary Ann. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Bill?
can.
I have my passwords on a sheet that I put in Word, and I would like to use this. So now should I go into share passwords on the key and get started and then build it up?
Okay.
Because right now I only have 4 items there that have the passwords, my bank and Amazon, AOL. So should I
Yep.
be adding them in there?
Is there a way to add them? I didn't know
Well,
there
it
was.
says share passwords and passkeys. Get started is what it says, right below password options. Should I be putting my list in there?
No, not in that. That one's sharing with your family. That's
Oh, I
the
don't want to
share.
do that.
Yeah.
How do I get more on the list below? You know, like you pressed and you could see what your password was. Well, I've
Yeah.
got it on a separate sheet and it would be much easier to have it in here.
So give me an example of one that's on your, not the password, but
Well, I've
the
got like the Fifth Third Bank. When I pressed it, it showed my password. Also AOL and Amazon. So I've only got 5 accounts there, and I've got a full page of passwords
I
that I
know.
should, go ahead.
You could get them in here by going to, let's say, let me find one.
Every time you log in, does that not automatically put it onto your password list or in the?
Yes. If
So-
you log on to them using
Safari.
Safari, I'm in Safari right now, and I want to go to
That's probably
bad.
why I have 5 here, because I go into Amazon a lot, AOL, and the bank. But
So
there
I've
are
gone,
others.
right? I've gone into 10U and please check your unique objective. You're gonna let me in or not? Not gonna let me do that one. If you try one of these sites
Meaning
Mm.
log in?
and you log into it, there's eBay.
Yeah.
If I
And you
log into eBay,
Yeah.
we'll remember it the next time.
Oh, thank you.
And
All
it
right.
should
Bill,
therefore,
Bill, can't you also add them in using the plus sign right next to the password up on top?
Was there a plus sign there? That's what I was
Yes,
curious.
all the way up on top of the screen.
There we go. New password. Right?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Didn't you do that to me, Barbara, last time too?
Yeah, I did. That's okay.
Look for that plus sign. Look for that plus. Oh,
Look for the plus sign.
yes. I
Bill,
didn't see it.
while we're on this password manager, that is the only password manager that I use personally. So
Yep.
all of my passwords are stored in there. Is there any reason to have that book or sheet of paper or a spreadsheet or another password manager? This is all saved in the cloud.
I guess if Apple gets blown up,
I often
Then
wonder,
we'll go. Then we'll fly to the moon.
I have mine. I have mine on a separate sheet of paper as well. So
I always
I said,
worry too that someone can get into this and see my secret word to the bank, let's say, and get
I
into
know.
accounts.
Yeah, it's fully encrypted, so it never leaves your device
Thank
legibly.
you. Thank you.
Okay. I have to take a break for just a minute, take care of something. I'll be right back.
okay.
On the iPhone, does anybody, where Bill has share passwords with family, I have share passwords and pass keys. And he has chosen to put that up there. I'm on the iPhone. Does anybody else have that situation?
What was that, Ann?
Bill, you're on the, I'm only on the iPhone. And where you have share passwords with family, I have share passwords and pass keys. And I clicked on that to see how you got family. And it says add trusted contacts, choose what to share, continue. And I noticed
Huh.
that's where we would then, is it a good idea to share passwords, say with a family in case you drop dead?
That's not a bad idea. Understanding it's only the list of passwords that are there. I have more passwords than is in this list. Because I log on to a lot of sites with just my computer. And I don't have a Mac.
That's another
right.
question then. If you share passwords with somebody who's got a Mac or who is not, does not have iPhone, but has the other one, then it doesn't make a difference since they couldn't use what we have.
I don't know. Well, they can always get to those websites. So if I log onto my computer to American Airlines, this is the password to get into American Airlines on my computer as well. Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you.
Safari. I usually start by asking this question, and I'll explain when I get to it. What's the difference between a browser and a search engine? Now that's not rhetorical. Does anybody know? The difference between a browser and a search engine.
Bill Barb again. The browser gets you into the internet. The search engine gives you information or answers your questions.
That's not bad. A browser gets you access to the internet, and a search engine, well, I'll explain it this way. In 1991, these two guys got together, and people were getting on the internet with a program called Netscape. I think it was what it was called. And they would get on the internet, and then they would say, hey, you got to put in a website address of where you want to go. And you type in www slash whatever it is, slash blah, 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 and you'd never get it right. And so they said, well, why don't we make a website that people can go to and they can ask it to give you the website address? And those two guys in 1992 came up with Google. And they said Google is the white pages for the internet. Only it does a lot more, but primarily it's the white pages for the internet. It is a search engine. It finds things on the internet for you. Now, today, you can get an app on your device called Google, which combines the two. It's a browser, which gives you access to the internet, and it's a search engine as well. But we're gonna cover it in terms of being two different things. We're going to cover it in terms of it being a browser. And there are many different browsers out there. One's called Safari. One's called DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo's claim to fame DuckDuckGo's claim to fame is it doesn't track your information, doesn't collect information on you so that you're getting commercials all the time. It doesn't track where you've been on the internet. Another one out there is called Firefox. So there are a lot of different browsers out there. Anybody using any other one than those three? Yes, no.
Edge.
Which
Chrome.
one? Edge, Microsoft Edge on your computer. Used to be called Internet Explorer. Okay,
What about Chrome?
Chrome. Okay, Google Chrome. All right. So I'm gonna open Safari on both my devices, and we're gonna talk about the different parts of Safari. Let me get back. I happen to be on a website, the Stug website here on my iPhone. Oops. And let's talk about Safari on the iPad. Just take a look. And I'd like to talk to you about some terms and what you see on the screen, right? All right. On my iPad here, there's a panel on the left-hand side for controls. And you'll see there's a small icon in the upper left-hand corner. That's what you're looking at right now. So if I tap that, it disappears. If I tap it, that panel comes back again. We'll talk about the items in that panel in a moment. But I'm going to just talk about what it looks like without that panel being there. And on the iPad, there's these arrows. And they're like go back or go forward. So if I'm at Google right now and I go back, that's where I was a minute ago. And if I go back one more, that's where I was 2 minutes ago. And there's back 3. System is busy. Try later. Oh, yeah. Remember, I was getting that message. So now I'll go forward. I gotta go forward. Come on. Won't let me go forward? Oh, no. All right. So that's what those arrows do. Everybody with me on the arrows?
Yes.
Then there's something called the address bar. The address bar is here on the iPhone, iPad, I mean, and it's down here at the bottom on the iPhone. At least most of us have it on the bottom. It may be at the top. But here's the address bar, and here's the arrows on the iPhone. There's a couple of symbols over here, right? And I'm going to skip by this one because that's something called extensions, and that's a little more advanced than I want to get into right now. But then there's this one. See the one that looks like a circle with an arrow on it? Partial circle with an arrow? It's called the refresh button. And you click that when you want to make sure you got the most recent information from that website. The best example I can think of is you're looking at the stock market and what your particular stock is being traded at. And that's static. In other words, if you wait 10 minutes, that number has changed. And if you click that little button up there called refresh, you go back to the website and get that information updated. So that little button is refresh. Now, it's not going to do anything because this information from Google was pretty standard, doesn't change over time. So I can click it whatever number of times I want and nothing's going to happen. The same thing over here with the Google web for the Stug website. If you click there or tap there, it's not going to change, right? Because Marshall hasn't changed it in the last 5 minutes. If he changed it right now and I clicked it, I would get an update. Make sense, everybody? The next one is really a cool one. That's the share box. And we see that share box on many, many, many applications. What it's going to do is share the information that's in this area. And how it shares it or what it does depends on what's there. So if I tap that share box right now, it says I can print. And what we'll do is it'll just print the website I have. I could, I could, I could mail it to somebody. So I'm going to tap the mail button just to show you how that works. I tap mail, and you see what it did? It came up and says, you want to send this to somebody, and here's the website you are on. So I'm at a very interesting website, and I say, I want to send it to Huey, or I want to send it to Anda or Ann. I just put their address here, and they would get, and I would put a note here, this is an interesting website, or this might answer your question if it's a how-to site. Get the idea there? So there are a bunch of things you can do with it. I really like this feature. If I scroll down here, it says add to home screen. This could be called the advanced tip of the day for Safari. I'm on a website like Bank of America that I go to frequently. And let me go to, I'm going to go to eBay. And I go to this frequently, and I don't want to load the eBay app. What I can do is I can tap that little share box, scroll up to where it says add to home screen. And what it will do, boom, and add. And now on my home screen, I have a icon called eBay. There it is. See it? So anytime I want to use eBay, I don't need to go to Safari first, because if I tap that, it will automatically open Safari and go to the address eBay.
What did the share button look like, please? Again?
The share button is the box with the arrow coming out the top.
Oh, okay.
We give you,
I thought that
we-
was to send people things.
it is, but it does a lot of different, it is to share what's on your screen. And I could share it with my printer, or I could share it with Kathleen.
So how do you reach the part that you put it on your desktop? Share on your desktop.
I tap it and I scroll down to where it says add to home screen.
Okay, somehow I hadn't scrolled down before. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Just all these little things are really interesting, aren't they? That's the advanced tip for the day.
Great, thank you.
The other thing here is the plus sign, and I'm going to cover that in a minute, right? Because that's the way I could add information. I'm sorry, I could add this address as a bookmark or put it in my list of bookmarks. And the last one here is the two boxes overlaying each other. Many of you, this is the important one, I think, on that whole list. You see the two boxes? If you tap the two boxes, just tap them. Oh, it didn't come up. Hold on, let me do something here. If I tap the two boxes, it gives me a list, or it gives me something called tabs. And maybe that's a new word for you folks. But tab is a website you're logged on to. And in this case, I'm logged on to 4 different websites. Many of you may recall I worked in a business where the business had these little tabs or these little buttons you could push for different phone lines on your phone. So you had a phone and it had a bunch of buttons on it, and they were all different phone numbers that people could call you on. And you could look at any one of them. This is, by analogy, this is like that where you have called 4 different people and all of them are on there. And which one are you going to talk to? Well, I'm going to talk to eBay. Or if I hit the little 2 squares, I could talk to Zoom. And I have seen 200 of these on a screen, and you would scroll down through them all.
How do you
Oh.
get the tabs on the tab? How do you
Here,
get the tabs there?
the tabs automatically show up when you hit the plus button. You get a new tab.
And
I'm
how do
sorry.
you put
Right.
something on the tab? I mean, if you get the tab, how do you choose what's on there?
You put it in the address bar. So I want to talk to somebody, and I can say, I want to talk to, oh, let's go with Stug, Stug. I got to remember what it is. What's our email address? I'm sorry. What's our website address?
thestuck.org.
Doug.
No Stug, right. Thank you. So I want to talk to thestug.org and I press return and it takes me to that website. Now I have that website open.
Okay. But
Bill,
how
I
does
have
it
a
go to,
question.
how does it go to the tab? I don't understand how it gets on the tab.
Wait, now if I tap the little box up there, I have the Stug as one of the websites. And you're saying, let me cover one thing first. Okay.
Okay,
The address bar. It's probably the most important part of any browser. It's the address you're currently looking at. Okay. And let me go to Grandpa's Schnitzel up here on my iPhone. You see where it says dinersarasota.com and I have Grandpa's Schnitzel, right? See where that is on your iPhone? That's the address somewhere in the world that I'm logged on to. On my iPhone, on the other hand, iPad, I'm at thestug.org. If I tap that bar, and let me tap it on my iPhone, and let me put in a different address, like eBay, BAY.com, and tap go. And now I'm at eBay. If I tap that and I type in LLBEAN.com and I tap go, I'm hoping it takes me to LLB. Oh, I didn't, yeah.
There you
No, I didn't type com. Let's try that again. There we go.
what I still don't understand is how does it get to the tab? I know how you can put the address in and go to the place, but how does that place get to your
Don't
tab?
wanna, I'm not gonna add it to a tab yet, okay?
Okay, all right.
So there's llbean.com. And I tap go, and guess where it takes me? So that address line is like dialing a particular phone number. All right. So far, so good on that. Now, the question is, how do I set up a new tab? If I tap the tab boxes, boom, and boom.
Could you make that bigger,
And
please?
I'm going to tap where Barbara said, tap the plus sign to add a new tab. Right? And now I can say, I want this one to go to DuckDuckGo. And now I'm on DuckDuckGo. And if I look at the list of tabs I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different websites on my iPad. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different sites that I'm currently logged on to on my iPhone. You okay with that, Kathleen, now?
Oh, not, I always have been confused about the lines on the top, including how things get there. Like you said, take something from your address line. How do I get the stuff on the address lines?
You just tap there and type in. You tap the address line and type in the address you want to go to.
Oh, okay.
For
All right.
example, right now, my thing is DuckDuckGo up here. If I tap and I type in the
Okay. I thought you were talking about something else. I thought you were talking about the lines that say Google, Sarasota, Amazon, Google C, the ones at the top. That isn't the address line.
not the address line.
What is it
Oh,
called?
but in a minute. You're talking about the favorites bar.
Ah, okay.
Okay, which is something, Kathleen, we're going to talk about, but that's this bar here. That's what you're talking about.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
I also, okay, that whole thing and tab is, I can't get it straight. So I'll keep listening. How's that?
And if I go to done here, they don't have a favorites bar, but that's okay. We'll get to that. So everybody have an idea here what the tabs are? Now, what you should have if you tap the tabs and you have more than 5 or 6 open, so go ahead and tap the square boxes there. And it comes up and lists all the ones you have open. And there's little X's in the upper right-hand corner of them. See them? You can close individual ones. So for example, if I wanted to close this one, the eBay one, I would put my finger here and click the X, and now that one's gone. And do the same thing on my iPhone by clicking right, if I can get it, clicking it, and it's gone. Now, if you have 500 open and you're saying, how did I get 500 open? They open additional ones depending on how you're doing this. And so you could have a lot of them open. And I recommend that you clear them out. Because what's happening is every time you bring up Safari, all these sites are logged on to. So it's taking a lot of resources. Now here's the trick. On your iPad, you would click and hold the two screens, two squares overlapping. You click and hold it, and it comes up and says close all 5 tabs, or all 50 tabs, or all 500 tabs. You click that, and they're all going to close on you. Okay? On your iPhone, it's the same thing where you click and hold the tabs and close all 9. Okay,
Bill,
Now-
is that the same as going to Safari and going in and clearing all tabs?
now that's where I am. I'm in Safari and clearing all tabs.
Okay,
How did you get to the clear all tabs again?
See those squares? You just
Okay,
press,
okay, fine.
press and hold. And it comes up and it says, close them.
Is it
Now,
a good idea
there's
to
a-
close them?
Pardon me?
Is it a good idea to close all tabs?
Yes.
And the tabs are the same as it's, oh, okay, tabs are the same as the favorites?
No,
Well, how do you know that these are a tab or not? They're,
when you press and hold that,
okay,
it says close tabs. If you don't have any tabs open, it comes up with this screen.
okay. So a
Ouch.
tab can't be a favorite.
Yes, it can. A tab is a website you are logged on to.
Okay,
Favorite is a special bookmark that you can log on to, but you're not logged on to it right necessarily.
okay, I will try all that and see what a mess I can make.
All right. And you're going to ask me, the next question you should ask me is what these guys are down here. These are the ones I'm going over on my iPad. These are very special bookmarks. They're called favorites.
Favorites. I know that.
Okay. So you say, well, gee, I'm on a website. Let's go to a website. Just gone to one called Speed Test. And I want to make it a favorite bookmark. Now, we did talk about this share box, right? We said we could use the share box to take and put an icon on my home screen. I can also use the share box to create a favorite or just a vanilla bookmark. So there's 3 different places or things I can do with this website address. So this one happens to be Speed Test. And I'm going to click the share box. And let's just look at what I can do with this. I want to print it.
I still don't
I
get
want to
it.
save it as a draft. I want to copy it. I want to add to the reader list so that I can look at it later. I can add a bookmark or add it to favorites. So those are the biggies. If I click add to bookmark, it comes up and says you want to put it in. Here's what I'm going to call it. And it comes up and says favorites. I don't want to put it in favorites. I want to click there and pick some other place. And I've created all these places I could put it. Now you could just say put it in bookmarks. Or I could create a whole organization of places that I go and save things. With me there? Now I'm not going to get into that. I can create a special folder to put it in, but you could just put it in bookmarks. And so I'm just going to go put it in bookmarks.
So
And
when
then-
they say quick notes, is that the same as notes? Or is that something else?
Where are you? where are you
Oh,
asking?
it tells you, it was part of your list of where to put it, and something said quick notes. I think it was the other one.
I'm not going to go there yet.
Okay, fine. I just didn't know if it was the same thing. All right, thank you.
It's not the same thing. Okay. So I'm going to put this one in bookmarks and save it. Right? And you're going to say, well, how can I go get that one back? How can I see what it was? I come over here to this little icon, the panel icon, and go down to bookmarks and go to the end. It should be the last one on there. And there it
Yeah, it
is,
What was it?
the speed test.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you again before you go. No, I won't, because you're going Monday morning. Well, send me pictures of.
Okay. Now, if on the other hand, I said I wanted to make it a favorite bookmark, and I click save, it adds it to this line here. And many of you may be saying, well, Bill, I don't have that line. By the way, it's there. I just have to hit the three dots and go down to the bottom of that list. See, I have quite a few favorites, and there's speed test. I just have to make sure we all have. Is there anybody out there on their iPad that does not have the favorites bar? Unmute yourself and say, yeah, I don't have it, Bill. Everybody has the favorites bar?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the way to, I'm trying to figure out a nice way to differentiate between tabs and bookmarks. So right now I'm on a tab that says speed test. I'd like to hang up on speed test and call Google. So I can do it multiple ways on mine. If I click where it says speed test and type in google.com, it takes me to, whoa, I didn't get that right, did I? google.com, and it takes me to Google. So I hung up on one person on that tab, and I said, call this person instead. Go to Google instead of speed test on that tab. If I wanted to go to a different tab, I would click the boxes. I only have one open now. I want to add another tab, and I want to go to LLBEAN.com. So now I've got a tab open called LL Bean. And if I go to my tabs here, I have one Google and one LL Bean. I'd like to stop there and have you play a little bit and try some things, okay? I'd like you to go to tap in the address bar and go to llbean.com. If you're on an iPhone, I'll do it on my iPhone since I have it on the other. So I tap on the address bar and I type in. Notice how the address bar is, when I tap on it, it highlights the whole text. And if I just start typing, it replaces all the text that's highlighted. So I'm going to type in LL Bean
How did you get to the address bar?
in the address bar, right?
How did you get there? Oh, okay, forget it. I see where it is at top.
Good.
Okay.
And now I've gone to lobbean.com on my iPhone. Everybody at lobbean.com.
Why is it flicking back and forth on your iPhone?
On my iPhone, that's LL Bean doing that. It's between men's clothing and women's clothing.
I guess it's such a
wow.
narrow photo, they can't get both figures in it.
Yeah. So if I turn my phone the other way, I wonder what will happen. No, it doesn't
There
do
you
that
go.
now.
Yeah.
When you went to the address on the main page, how do you get it to the point that you can put something in it? When I touch the address, nothing happens,
You touch the address line
right?
Hit return.
and it should come up like that. It should come up highlighted. You just start typing.
I'm
Now,
I'm on the phone.
it's okay. Tap the address line at the bottom.
At the bottom. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, fine. I'm thinking the address line is at the top, but
It could be, but they changed it several years ago to the bottom.
No result.
go ahead. I'm just, lost here, so
I can't get it. It says no results, putting that llbean.com.
I'm
Say that
lost.
again.
It comes up with no results when I put llbean.com. I
You
tried
didn't,
www too, and it didn't work then either.
no, did you have a space or did you
No.
put periods? It's
I put
solid.
period. I put periods and solid.
Don't put periods.
Don't
Type
put,
L bean without periods.
okay.
If you don't tap a good address, and I'll do that on my phone here, I'll tap some gobbledygook address and tap go. It says,
You
it
get
comes up
something.
with, and I guess I have to make that point next. Hold on. I'll make that point next.
No results. I don't get any results. Try to start.
Right under Google.
I can get it under Google, but not under.
Wait a minute.
That address bar should get you there.
Under Gmail. Yeah, it should.
Bob, what is the line on the top between the 1122 and the Wi-Fi? That the long black line
I don't know where you're looking.
up at the top, right? That it doesn't show up very well in green, but that line between the
No results.
1122.
I don't get any results.
Well, that says free shipping on mine.
No,
With
no,
purchase.
up above that. There's a long oval line.
Oh,
Yes.
this thing? Don't pay
Yes.
attention now.
Okay, that was what I was confusing with the address line because it looks like the address line.
I got it. Yep. I understand now.
Okay, me too. Thanks.
What do they call that? Is Bill with us today? There's a name for this area right here.
No bill today.
No Bill today. Is Huey with us or did he drop out too?
I don't think he's with us anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's next week.
Ask Siri.
I'll find out the name of that box for next week. It is a special area.
And suggested you ask Siri. If you can
Oh, I don't I asked Siri.
formulate the question correctly, see what she says.
Yeah. Let's see. Siri, what's the box at the top of all the iPhone screens?
Called.
Well, it's having trouble with that one.
Maybe add the word called or named.
What's the box at the top of the iPhone screens?
Here's what I found.
Yes.
That's not quite what I'm after.
No.
What's the area at the top of all the iPhone screens?
I found this on the web.
Got the status icons. Not the top left. What's the area at the top center of your iPhone screen?
Here's what I found.
Find it for next week, folks.
Yeah, but it's telling you what it's used for. Try the word called or named.
I understand. It's a status box. For example, I tapped a couple of things up there. What's the Apple TV?
Okay.
As I'm mirroring my face onto my computer. Anyway, back to Safari. And we're going to go to, so we've got those two tabs open in Safari. So now you know how to use the address bar. If I want a new tab, when I tap new tab, it comes up and says I can either enter the address at the top or I can tap on one of the favorites.
Oh,
Let me
I'm
do it.
always afraid to ask this, but where is the new tab that you tapped?
I went to tabs and I tapped the plus sign.
Now, where was tabs?
The two boxes, and then I tapped the
two
plus.
boxes. Okay, fine, 2 boxes. Yeah, I'll write it down. Thank you.
And what I'm looking for is all my faves. Do I have it on here? I got too many favorites, don't I? There it is. All my faves, by the way, is a wonderful little website you can go to. All right. That has a listing of an index, basically, of a whole bunch of different websites that are the most popular right now. So they're saying video. YouTube is the one used most often. On maps, MapQuest. I don't believe that one, but perhaps. Search engines are Google, DuckDuckGo. Ooh, OpenAI. And you're going to ask me, what's the name of that website? It's All My Faves. Go ahead and type that in. allmyfaves.com. No spaces. No spaces. Allmyfaves.com. I want you to go there because I want you to try something once you're there. All right.
I can't get anything by putting that in on. Sorry.
All my faves. See
Yeah.
at the top of my bar here?
This is on my phone. I can't get anything on there. Every one it says no result.
Okay. Are you typing it correctly? Is the only question.
Yes, I checked that. And I go on the bottom where my Safari. I get all the
All right.
tabs when I'm on my computer. It shifts right in there. I save the tabs. I've got tabs in there.
FAVES
.com.
.OM. Have a type like that,
Mm-hmm. Yep, looks just like that.
and then you say go,
Yep.
and it comes up like that.
And it comes up no results for that.
I have the same problem.
You're not typing it correctly then.
Yeah. It's,
Well, the only difference from yours is that my A for all is capitalized.
I don't have it capitalized and it doesn't work.
Make sure you have an E, FAVES.
Yes, ALLMYFAVES.com. And
Oh, ES, I didn't have ES, but I had all my faves and it came up with domain for $3,000. Buy it now.
Allmyfaves.com.
Yep.
Start over again. Start a new tab.
I've done it 3-4 times, but I get tabs that I get when I'm on the internet. I get the tabs in there after I'm done with it. They go into my.
I'm not sure.
I don't know why. I've never typed anything on the top like that before, and nothing comes up. So I guess I won't be using it.
Are you on your iPhone or iPad?
iPhone.
Type in google.com, see what you get.
I've tried that too, but it doesn't work. I don't know.
I got what you got now, Bill. It's Mary Ann. I didn't have the E on faves and that screwed me up.
Google. Oops. .com.
Bill, it looks like a lock in front of it, like it's a locked site.
No, it's not a locked site. That means it's a secure site.
Yep, it says no results. It had the no results before I even finished it.
You're not typing in the right place.
Well, there's only one place on the top on mine that I could put it in.
On your iPad or iPhone?
iPhone.
Is there a place at the bottom where you can type?
No. There's just all my tabs that I have left in there that I might want to keep for a minute.
Is the place on the bottom listed as search? Because I was confused that search was the same as what I could type in.
Mine's got search tabs on the top.
You're not searching tabs. That's the problem.
That's what it is. Okay, that's the only thing I have.
I searched on top and then I got something about AMF, but then I searched on the bottom and I got it.
I don't have anything on the bottom. Any place to put it.
So,
Tap done. And then you should have a bar at the bottom.
yeah, the bar on the bottom did it.
Oh, well,
And
this-
I have no fabs, but I have the AMF just like yours at the top.
You have AMF at the top, then you should be able to scroll down and if it says that at the top, you're on the website.
it's probably because I've got all these tabs.
Well, because I closed off everything or got rid of everything from Safari, is that why?
No.
That's what
shouldn't,
it is, I think. Because
No.
I get my old tabs up that I have in there. When I hit done, one of the tabs that I have up comes on.
That's
That-
correct.
That's why.
Tap the plus sign.
The plus.
Tap the plus sign and now tap at the bottom.
Okay, there's a place on the bottom now. Search or
Okay.
enter website. That must,
allmyfaith.com.
okay. Now it probably will work, hopefully.
And,
Sorry.
and you're experiencing the problem of tabs, the websites. Okay, and now you type in all my faves
Yep.
and you
Now
should
I
come
got
up.
it. Now I've got it. Mhm, that's what it
Okay.
was. Thank you.
Good, good. No, that was a good learning experience for you.
Well, I haven't learned it yet because I came back to private browsing. Safari is designed with privacy in mind when I got rid of everything. And
Okay,
in the box, I have allmyfaves.com. It's there, but I get nothing.
tap. I'm not sure where you are, Ann. What do you have at the
Well, I
bottom of the
go
screen?
back right now, if I go back to AMF, I have homepage under that. It says Facebook, and then there's a bird and YouTube, and that's nothingness. And then at the very bottom of the screen, it says allmyfaves.com. And the share box and the reader, whatever things.
So tap where it says allmyfaves.com.
And then it comes up private browsing on the top. And in the HTTPS, it says allmyfaves.com.
Is there a go?
There's a speaker and a cross out.
At the
Just
bottom of
like
the screen or there?
There's a speaker at the bottom.
Is there a
And
keyboard?
where yours says go, mine says IR.
I'm not sure where you are.
At the same place. Well,
Okay,
yeah, never mind.
did you get there? No.
No. It won't go there.
Are you you're in Safari? Go back to your home screen and open Safari.
Yes, I was in Safari. I opened it again and came back to the same page. It says AMF just like yours does. It doesn't say anything else like yours does. And I'm afraid it's because I got rid of everything you told me to get rid of.
What's at the bottom of the screen right now?
Same as yours, very bottom.
Same as mine?
Uh-huh. Exactly.
And does it say allmyfaves.com down at the bottom?
Yes, it does, but it's in black. Yours isn't, but mine's on a
what?
black. It's on a black screen. Yours is on a white screen. That's the only difference.
You in private browsing?
I'm in private browsing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too, and I don't know how to get rid of that.
So yours looks like that right now. Press and hold there, Anne, you gave me an opportunity to talk about something else. Okay, we're all on all my face, but I want to make a point here. There is a feature within Safari that says Safari will not track where you're going and won't request websites you go to not to track you. It's called private viewing. So it's an entirely different mode to use Safari. If you press and hold, and Ann, I need you to press and hold the two little boxes at the other lower right-hand corner, and it says private or 3 tabs. Mine's, or it could say 1 tab. So right
Mine-
now I'm in private browsing and I'm going to click on where it says tabs. And now I've
Mine
turned
says
on
126
private browsing.
tabs. Should I click on that?
Yes.
Mine's clicked, mine's checked on private.
Now check on the one right below it.
Oh my goodness, I did. I've come up with a February Epicurean menu.
Now at the bottom, see where it says all my faves on mine? What's it say on yours now? At the bottom
Best-
right above
It
the
says
boxes.
bestfood.com.
Tap there and type in allmyfaves.com. All right. Now everybody's been talking to you about open AI, or, they've been talking about AI. You see where it says open AI right here under search engines?
Mm-hmm.
Phone, it's right there. On your iPad, it's right there. Hopefully everybody sees that. Yes, no, maybe.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and tap there.
Yes.
Ooh, I want you to log in.
How far is it now?
Anybody have a Gmail? If you have a Gmail account, you have to log into it. Is there a different way I can get here? I was hoping I could get there without doing that. It looks like you have to have an email, a Gmail account to do.
Bill, Mary Ann here. I was recently scanned and had my computer cleaned up and stuff. And I get that Open AI Copilot. And I thought, oh, somebody's messing with me. Is that good or bad?
It's good. No,
Okay.
nobody's messing with you. AI Copilot is
Yeah.
right. I want you to log in.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe the, oh, it's going to force me. Let me show you how this works. If you have, I'll just show you, unless you have it. And I'm going to log in to my Google account.
Okay.
Right? And now I can ask a question, right? And next week, I'm going to ask you some questions about Safari. So why don't I make a quiz? Give me, oh, give me, oh, come on. Give me a 10 question, UESDION, Q whiz about Apple with answers. So I wrote in this, give me a 10-question quiz about Apple Safari with answers. And let me make it let me make this thing go away. I can.
The calendar.
Okay, here we go. Here's your test for next week.
Really? It's like that, huh?
First question. What type of web browser is Safari? Open source, closed source, hybrid source, or freeware? Closed source.
Mhm.
In which year was the first version of Safari released?
You
Isn't
didn't
that
tell
amazing?
us.
The answers are all there, but which operating
That's
system
good.
is
That's what we
Safari
need.
designed for? Right? Mac OS and iOS.
We don't know
Well,
the answers to them.
I couldn't answer some of these.
I can't.
Ah, and here's one I've got to cover with you yet. What's the default search engine in Safari? Bing, Yahoo, Google, or DuckDuckGo?
Google.
What does that mean?
That means that Safari paid or Google paid Safari to be the search engine.
Always thinking of the business angle.
Hmm.
What I'm referring to, just a minute. I'm saying if I type in something in this line, the address bar that isn't a website address. You pick up the phone and you dial a phone number, an analogy here. You dial a phone number and it's not a correct phone number, and it gives you that sound, you know, phone number no longer exists or whatever. And you used to be connected with the information operator. Who are you trying to reach? Well, today, if you put something in the address bar we've been talking about, and I put in gobbledygook up there, and I say, give me a results, it comes back and says, hey, I don't recognize that particular address. I'm going to turn you over to a search engine. And in my case, I have it turned over to Google. And it comes up with Google and shows me what's going on with Google. Now, the question one of you might ask is, how do you know which search engine it comes up with? Guess where I'm going to take you. Everybody go back to your home screens and go to settings. And then scroll down in the settings menu to where it says Safari.
Safari and search.
To where it says Safari.
Does it say Safari and search?
And then where it says, no, I'm not sure where you are, Jim.
On mine, it says, oh, wait, excuse me, sorry.
That's okay. I've been there. So I went to settings, Safari, and right there it says search. And it says, what search engine are you using? And it says Google on my iPad. On my iPhone, it says Bing. Now I
That's
could
interesting.
say use DuckDuckGo. I don't know where Ecosa is. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to try it. What the heck? So I say use that search engine. So if I go now back to my home screen, I open Safari. I go to the address bar and I type in gobbledygook. I hit return, and now it comes up with Ecosa.
Hmm. Gobbledygook.
And there it is, Ecosa. That's probably the best example of a difference between a browser, which is Safari, and a search engine, which in this case is Ecosa. And I'm going to try a weird one here.
Yeah.
What's the birthday of Abe Lincoln? And there's Abe Lincoln Wikipedia, and I could get his birthday. Now I'm going to switch back here. I'm going to go back to settings, search engine, and change it back to Google. Okay.
See, my iPad doesn't have a place for search engine. It's too
Oh,
old, evidently.
no, they all have it. Go to
No,
settings.
no, it
Bar.
says that's where I'm at, and it says learn from this app is the first thing. The next one says show app and search, and all I can do is put it on. It doesn't give me a chance to even put anybody in there.
Are you in? Are you in settings, dear?
I'm in Safari settings and Siri
No.
and search.
No, you went to Siri and search. You didn't go to settings and then Safari.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in Safari.
Talking about, no, are you talking
Oh,
about?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You said something about in search and I put the wrong one. You're right. God, I'm with it today.
Welcome to the
I know I'm
crowd.
Google, but okay.
So Bill, why do you use Google instead of DuckDuckGo, which is more private?
Oh, I just like the results a little better, but I'll switch it to DuckDuckGo. I'm not.
DuckDuckGo doesn't let you go as much as Google.
DuckDuckGo has different results, and sometimes they're
Right,
better, sometimes they're worse.
right.
Google gives you different tests. It's amazing how much information. Google gives you different results depending on where you're located.
That's
If I
right.
was in Europe and I typed in a question, it would give me different results than if I'm in the United States.
Bill, the
Well,
people
yeah,
that
I
are
find
the,
if I want spelling, if I look for spelling, I do a lot better on my phone than I do on my iPad. How to spell words.
Yeah.
Mhm.
when I take other classes from people, they seem to prefer the AI sites rather than Google, and they say, "Oh, I gave up Google weeks ago." I've
I
tried
have
the sites, and they just they aren't any better, or worse, or maybe I'm asking the wrong question because it doesn't.
some AI sites are better and will probably be evolving to that over time. Most of the sites like Bing, let me see what happens if I go to Bing. So I'm going to go to I'm going to go to Safari, and I'm going to type in. Ooh, what am I doing back there? I'm going to type in Bing.com.
You have big instead of Bing.
Thank you. Try that. And you see this little icon over here that I'm circling?
Yes.
I type that, tap that, it comes up with its co-pilot. Oh, I wish I everybody go there because I want to give you a chance to try AI out. Go to Bing.com, everyone.
I did.
Bing.com. Once you go to Bing.com, everybody there?
Yes.
Yes.
No, maybe.
Yes.
And if you tap the little infinity symbol, kind of modernized, it comes up with Bing. I'm sorry, it comes up with Copilot.
Mine doesn't.
Oh, you're at Bing.com?
Yeah.
I'm getting different pictures on my Copilot. Is that because I'm in a different place?
That's okay. And then at the bottom of Copilot, there's a microphone on your iPhone. If you tap the little bubble, you can put in your text. Um,
What bubble are you,
are you on the phone or the iPad?
the phone?
I'm trying to just type some letters, letters, and then go ahead and type in a question or type in what you're after and see what you get. Let's say you want a 10-question iPad quiz. Go ahead and type that in. 10,
Where do you type in the question?
iPhone or iPad.
iPhone, and how do you get the keyboard?
I'm going to get there. Hold on. I'll start over.
Okay.
It's really cool when you touch the microphone. It was hearing your voice, Bill, and it typed in your words. It's very funny.
So it got it right, huh? So
It's an amazing technology.
yeah.
Wow. Fast too. Oh,
If you type it on the phone, you should have a microphone there,
Yes.
or you can type the keyboard and there you can type in your question.
I still didn't see how you got to the keyboard.
Say again,
I still didn't see how you got to the keyboard.
please do it again.
Okay. But what did you do?
I'll show you.
I have that screen.
Pardon me?
I have the same screen, but I don't see what you tap to get to the keyboard.
I'm going to Bing.com.
I didn't ask them.
I tapped the little, and then I'm here, and I tapped. I had to figure this out too. See where the keyboard is right over here?
I'm on a
Well,
phone.
I'm on the phone and I'm pointing to where I am, right there.
Okay. All right. Mm.
And I tap the keyboard, and then it says, ask me a question, and I tap that.
Is the average salary
Then
for
question,
a US resident?
quiz.
Okay.
Ooh, didn't take the microphone. Okay. And then you type in 10 question. Quiz.
I'm at ask me anything, and this is
Yep.
where
I did it, Bill, and it says how to set up my iPad and the answers. I did that on my phone.
Okay.
Thank you.
There it comes. There's my 10 questions. Where's the button to turn on the iPad? That's just one of the uses of it. Ask it anything. Let me see if the microphone works here.
Does it quit? So you can read it?
Yeah, you can read it on my iPhone there going down.
It's a little fast though.
Oh, I can go back.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know. I thought, well, is it just,
I know what you mean, though. What's the nicest city in the United States?
I think it's somewhere in Colorado, if I remember.
really?
It says Charleston, South Carolina, followed by New Orleans, followed by Seattle.
Really?
LA. So that's why they're saying these AI tools will replace Google.
Yeah.
If you ask that same question to Google, it'll give you 6 or 8 different sources you could go to get that information. They would be different. Now, why this one is the best one, I don't know. So if you've done that, you can say, yeah, I've tried out AI.
So
Yeah.
if I get something that's an answer and I want to keep the answer, what do I do? How do I get
Oh,
it somewhere else?
you want to save it? Try the share box. I'm not sure it will copy. Oh, I know you can do it.
Okay.
You do a copy and paste. You would
Yeah.
click here.
Like, oh, I'm on the I'm on the phone.
I should be able to copy this. Not letting me copy it. Or am I locked in? No, it's not letting me copy. How about the iPhone?
I
There we
did.
go.
What did you push on the iPhone?
Yeah, I pushed on the iPhone and then I would select everything
And how
and
do you,
pop. But I wasn't able to do that on the iPad. There it is. And then I would just go move the little button. And copy it. Okay.
Where did
Wow.
you get the copy on the iPhone?
Same way, I pressed and held and said copy,
Preston held what?
and then moved the popsicle sticks.
To the right.
Copy, and then move the popsicle sticks.
Okay, what are the popsicle sticks?
That's the little,
Popsicle.
that's this little guy. That one's the
Oh.
upward pointing popsicle stick.
Okay. What do you start with on the iPhone?
Same thing.
It's the same on the iPhone and iPad.
Okay.
I have a question about back to where we started, where I couldn't find the place to put the tabs.
Yeah,
What is the top where I was on there, the search tabs? What is that good for?
that searches the tabs, not,
What tab? I put one of my tabs that I had there and put it in there, and there was no results either. So I wondered what it was good for.
I don't, I haven't played with that one, so I
Okay.
can't
Okay, I just wondered.
give
That's
you a
okay.
good definition of that.
Okay, that's okay. I probably wouldn't use it anyway. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we had a good experience in learning how to use tabs, right? Two hunters are out in the woods. One of them collapses. He's not breathing and his eyes are glazed. The other guy whips out his cell phone and calls 911. I think my friend is dead, he yells. What can I do? The operator says, calm down. First, I need you to make sure he's dead. The gunshot goes off. And the guy's back on the phone. Okay, now what? Um, Thank you, Lane. It was supposed to be oh, that's too bad. Okay, everybody.
Hey, Bill, before
Yes,
everybody goes, do you want to mention the upcoming event?
I would like you to, dear. We have an
There is an
upcoming event.
There is an
And
upcoming in-person event on the 9th of April at Mellow Mushroom.
Oh, that's right near us.
Good. Please sign up to come. You'll be getting all kinds of information on it. We're gonna serve lunch and dessert afterwards, and we've got fun games to play, and we're gonna all get together in person. It's gonna be a great time. Please come. Also, it is the day of the giving challenge. And if you want to give where we can benefit by getting double whatever we get, then it will be set up there so that you can do it right there. You don't have to, but if you want to, it's going to be right there. So I hope to see as many of you who are in Sarasota come to this event because it's going to be lots of fun. April 9th at 12 to 2 o'clock.
Sounds good.
I
And
wanna
it's gonna
talk-
be, at the Mellow Mushroom, which is south of Clark Road on US 41.
Right.
And I just want to talk a minute about the giving challenge that's going to be offered
I gotta
there.
go. Bye, Bill. Thank you.
All right, dear.
Bye.
The giving challenge, first of all, it's for the Refurb project. The Refurb project is a self-funded project as a subsidiary of Stug. We receive no money from the dues you pay. The dues you pay are solely for the Stug organization. The Refurb project spends about $20 per computer. That's what we did last year before we can give the computers out to people for power supplies and other things the computers need. And so that will be happening that day too, and you'll get much information about that as well.
And
Okay.
also just to add to that, the refurb project is our 501c. That is how we get that designation and don't pay taxes. So it's a very important part because that's what we give back to the community through refurb. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you for explaining that. I was wondering what the money was going to. And I know previously they gave me a computer for a Hispanic student, so it's a great cause. Thank you.
Yes, it surely is.
And we gave out 1,000 computers, 1,400 computers last year alone.
Wow,
But
quite a number.
Yeah.
it costs money to do that. So we need the funds in order to support that effort.
Money and volunteer time. Lots of volunteer time.
Lots of volunteer time. Okay, guys.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Bill.
day.
Thank
Next
you.
week.
Thanks,
All right.
Bill.
Next week is what?
Next week is next. Well, you're gonna make me look it up, aren't you? Hold on, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know when that is. Next week. Many things going on my computer right now. Here we go. And wow. March 2nd, we're going to be talking about using your calendar and using that little tool called Siri. Take care, everybody. Have a good week.
Thank you, Bill.
Same to you. Bye-bye.